To see the entire 60-minute video, go to Yahoo Video and search Robert Morey on their homepage. These links will also get you there. www.putfile.com/LieutenantColumbo/media or saintaugustinian.blogspot.com and look for important Dr. Robert A. Morey links.
The following clip is from Morey's debate with Dr. Khalid Al-Mansour, which took place in May 1994. It was a 4-hour televised debate, and it was a debate that Truthseeker Bob didn't want anybody to see or hear. But what you'll hear now is just a few clips from it to give you an idea how these conspiracy theories of Morey and some of his other Islamic apologetics work out.
I will swap you horror stories. Here we have the Armenians, a wonderful Christian people. In come the Muslims in one of the greatest Holocausts celebrated every April, where they slaughtered and enslaved Armenian men, women, and children, village by village.
100 million?
Oh, was it 40 million? How much was it?
40 million Armenians?
All together, when you go through the ages, starting from the first century.
They didn't slaughter them in the first century.
No, the first century.
They weren't Muslims. So get your historic facts correct.
Right. When
Islam did not operate in the first century.
No. When Islam first came into Arabia, what I'm saying is this.
Wait a minute, what are you saying?
What I'm saying is this is very simple.
All right.
I can swap you horror story.
You'll never reach 100
for
million
horror
people.
story.
You'll never
The Muslims have killed more than 100 million, my dear friend.
Where?
This is name me one Muslim country. Well, in Pakistan.
What consequences do you mean?
Pardon me?
What consequences do you mean?
Death, imprisonment. What's going on in Egypt right now, Pakistan. 2 men just were murdered.
You want me to name you some country?
Name me an Islamic country that does not have Islamic law.
I'm ready.
Sure, give it to me.
Malaysia.
Oh, no way.
Let me finish.
They have the law. Oh, you picked the wrong one, honey.
Malaysia, Indonesia, Kuwait. There's churches in Kuwait, yes. Have you seen? You don't know there are churches in Kuwait?
Of course I know, but I talked to the Christians who are underground because they had been told that if they openly proselytize, they will be put to death. 2,000 Christians have been arrested in Saudi Arabia. Right now in Malaysia, the law has been passed
one at a time.
that Kuwait, no Christian is allowed.
In Kuwait, in a hotel, let me just tell you, you haven't been to Kuwait, have you?
No.
Well, let me tell you about it.
I talked to the missionaries who have.
Missionaries. I talked to a lot of missionaries, but let me talk about myself. I'm in the Sheraton Hotel, and I'm listening to Christians try to explain to me. They have a Bible in Arabic.
That's right.
And they call God Allah, and they tried to tell me that it would be to my advantage to convert to Christianity. That is just a fact. And then there's a church. If I were to convert, I could go down to the church and pray if that's what I wanted to do. It's there today. There are churches in Malaysia. There's churches in Indonesia. You asked me for one, and I gave you 3.
No.
One country, I gave you one,
and it was not true. You didn't answer it.
I told you.
No.
My experience in Kuwait. You've never been to Kuwait.
I'm talking about people who live there. Citizens, Kuwaitis.
I'm in the country, and here's someone proselytizing
sitting in the Sheraton. That tells you. You're going to tell me about the populace by sitting in the Sheraton?
I'm telling you of a person who was proselytized. You said it couldn't happen.
Was it a Kuwaiti or a Westerner who was trying to witness to you?
They were together.
No. Was it a Kuwaiti
I said
citizen?
They were together. It's a Kuwaiti and a Western Christian.
In the Sheraton, talking to an American.
Talking to an American.
And they say it's perfect with no conflicting variant readings. Do you admit that they're variant readings?
I haven't found any conflicting variant readings.
Well, Arthur Jeffrey, in his book, just for Surah 2, gives 90 variant readings.
Give me one.
What do you mean, give you one?
Give me one. One conflict. Give me one.
Well, if you read this particular translation by Yusuf, he has numerous footnotes.
Give me one. Not numerous. One. Your best one.
The best one is in Surah 2.
Yes.
There are 90 conflicting.
Give me one of them.
I do not have Arthur Jeffrey's
you can't
book
give one
here.
But because of distortions like you are describing now,
I'm reading from chapter 9 and verse 5. Fight and slay the pagans.
But what
wherever you find them, seize them, beleaguer them, lie in wait for them. Here's chapter Surah 5:33.
But read the entire
Their
story. You will
punishment is
find out
execution,
after.
crucifixion.
It is saying after they attack. Read the entire story.
No.
I beg your pardon.
In Morey's book, Islamic Invasion, he makes a big deal about the moon god, Allah, and the pre-Islamic origins of Islam. Listen to this following quote by Morey.
The original meaning of something does not necessarily indicate its meaning today. Thus, the word Easter today in 1994, to me, means the celebration of Christ's resurrection from the dead. So it doesn't matter that before the Christian era, that there were those who worshiped the festival of spring and whatnot. Has nothing to do with it. The meaning of it now, like with Christmas, is around Christ. So I think it's important that we always must remember the contemporary meaning of terms is the context of understanding.
But you seem to go against the grain of from what I've heard.
Yeah, I'll make it very, very simple. When I was a student at Westminster, you must understand that God gifted me to be a profound reader. I mean, I'm talking 20 books an hour, 25 books an hour, where I literally would go and find such things.
Robert Morey, who has claimed in his ministry mailings that he held a degree from Faith Theological Seminary, Gujranwala, Pakistan, has had this supposed degree revoked by the same institute. The certificate of cancellation is seen here, and the school can be contacted for more information. Morey claims in newsletters that he has mailed out by the thousands nationwide during different years that the Wessel brothers of Texas had embezzled and stolen large sums of money from his ministry, and therefore he needs supporters to send him as much money as they can to make up for this. Morey has consistently made these claims about the Wessels brothers, who he, in more recent years, refers to as the Russell brothers of Texas. These claims have been made by national mailings, word of mouth, facts, in his church, at national conferences, and even on his national radio show over many years. Documentation and witness testimonies indicate Morey has claimed the Wessels have stolen anywhere from $30,000 to as much as $150,000. Instead of turning the Wessels over to law enforcement officials for criminal prosecution, Morey has chosen to seek those who will believe his Wessels-Russell Brothers of Texas story in order to secure sympathy and financial support. If Morey's claims about the Wessels and or Russell brothers are untrue, then Morey is telling false stories in order to obtain money from the public. If you or someone you know has heard this story, or more importantly, if you have actually given money to Robert Morey as a result of this story, please contact us right away. Please contact Larry Wessels, Post Office Box 144441, Austin, Texas 78714, or call 512-218-8022 and leave a message. And now for a final word from Truth Seeker Robert Morey.
David, welcome to Truth Seekers.
Hello, Dr. Morey. How are you?
I'm doing fine, having more fun than is legal.